The tallest building in Michigan, the Renaissance Center. Part of the scenery tonight as we come to you live from Detroit. Hi, everyone. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys.
Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. As we approach the halfway mark, let's take a look at how everything stands out west. Look at New Orleans. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason.
And, you know, for the Pelicans, they haven't needed any time to find their footing this season. The guys gelled right away. The coaching staff has done a terrific job. It's been a dream start to the year for them.
Look, they've caught everyone off guard. The question now, how do you keep this going?
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. We've got Holiday. Favors is out there with Williamson. Then it's Brandon Ingram. And it's Ball in at the 1. And for Detroit, at the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Kennard is out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Henson in at the 5, roaming the paint. Oh, and here comes Holiday all alone. And it's slammed in by Holiday.
How about the inventiveness from Ingram? Not to only see his open teammate, but deliver the pass as well.
And the Pistons with possession here. Now here's Rose, trying to claw his way back after a terrible showing in that loss to Boston. Outside Griffin. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Long season, Chris. Talk about the challenges of maintaining focus and concentration throughout these 82 regular season games.
I mean, the season just wears on you. First of all, physically, the travel, the games, the practice. So, one, you have to get through it physically, so take care of your body. Second, mentally, just the fact that you go through every season from Christmas to the summertime. Can you just stay mentally prepared and engaged and remember what the big focus is, why all of you guys came together, the championship. So, really, it's just a constant reminder that you have to do the little things every day. It's not about the big picture. It's day by day until we get to the end. And usually when you keep that narrow-minded type of focus, you'll get to the end of the season and say, wow, that was quick. That was fun. They've come out the locker room. His eye. 4 for 4 to start the night.
Rose passes to Henson. To the inside. Griffin. Shot clock at 6. And it's Williamson with the rebound.
Oh, their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Oh, Kevin, the coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy buckets like this, GA.
Here's Rose. The Pelicans make their last shot. Griffin's shot is off. And up the floor again for New Orleans, running the court. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Wood, he's checked in for Henson. McRae has come in for Tony Snell. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Derrick Rose.
It definitely has the respect of the locker room. Holiday is someone that players enjoy playing with.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, on the road, you're already a little out of your element. Then the misses from the line become contagious.
And then it starts to become a mental block. You start to think, oh, man, I can't miss the next one.
Now, here's Brown. Here's Galloway. Detroit needs to get off a shot here. Here's McRae. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Want more of this from Galloway? I mean, we know he can score, but it's crucial he improves his passing.
Redick surveying the D. From past the arc. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Here's Galloway. Guarded by Holiday. Here's Griffin. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And guys, one thing that has been interesting to see since Blake Griffin came to Detroit is how he's developed as a leader. Has come into his own with how he takes responsibility for the team's play.
Griffin hits them both.
I love watching Griffin play the game. I mean, he has a lot of confidence in his abilities. He's terrific at staying aggressive.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
For New Orleans, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
The first one falls.
And we all know that Hart plays superb defense. Now, the next step is becoming a more consistent offensive player.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And it's Galloway with the ball. He'll bring it up for Detroit, trailing by 10, getting their first look of the season at this Pelicans team.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
Yeah, when you only see a team twice a year, it's tough to get a good read on them. It's why so many of these East-West matchups wind up with a split.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
And so it's New Orleans heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. We've got more in store for you right after this. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen from the Pelicans, what do you guys think?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
They've got Griffin, Wood out there with McRae. Then there's Brown, and it's Galloway in at the point guard. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. Griffin kicks to McRae. The 15-footer, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Even when the D is playing off of him, the mid-range jumper shouldn't be the shot they're looking for.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey has found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. And that's what I've done." So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David.
Oh, man, a solid score. You give Hart shots like these, he's ready to capitalize.
Pistons trail by 12. Galloway, the pass to McRae. And he's going up for the alley-oop. It's rebounded by New Orleans. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Well, the crowd didn't seem to faze them at all. They knew what their game plan was and followed it accordingly.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
You look back at the Blake Griffin trade, many thought the Pistons gave up too much, but it's worked out for them.
Yeah, losing the picks for Griffin, you have to admit, it did hurt. But people forget that Griffin is a star player, and he reminded those same people last year. He's become the leader for this franchise as they try to move forward.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Henson's checked in for Griffin. Tony Snell comes in for Jordan McRae. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Bruce Brown. And it's Rose in for Langston Galloway.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
And again, it's the Pistons missing.
Credit to D for not giving up on that play. He's a tough cover down low.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Henson finds Rose. Here's Kennard to halt the run. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
The three. Okafor, the pass to Ingram.
Ingram is so rangy. Hard to affect his shot without fouling.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And that one falls for Ingram. So he gets them both. And here's Rose. No points in the game yet for him. 1:03 left to play here in the half.
Solid shot blocker at his position. Ball's length allows him to make a difference on this end.
Here's Wood. Here's Snell. Pass to Henson. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. Well, we've got a moment now to see this year's three-point contest and how it's shaping up. Let's take a look at some of the top candidates emerging as we see here some players who are likely to make the final cut.
Not too shabby of shooters on this list, Kevin. You gotta love the advancement and really the evolution of the three-point shot in today's game.
He's all the way up there at number 2 in the voting for the three-point contest. Fans and the media know that he is one of the premier long-distance shooters in the league today.
And, Kevin, not to take anything away from the other facets of his game, but let's face it, that three-point shooting is what puts him on a whole nother level.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase this year. Some incredible shooters, that's for certain. We'll keep you updated as we find out more.
Yeah, I think we're in for a real treat. I think the increased importance of the three-point shot in today's game has really shined a light on the talent, precision, and really the wow factor of how these guys can drill the long ball.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And perimeter shooting never more valuable. And that's been J.J. Redick's M.O. all along. An elite marksman who can hit from anywhere.
Let's see who's the loudest. There you go, fans. Your Pistons dancers. Make some noise, Detroit.
32 seconds left here in the second. And Henson kicks to Snell. Rose dishes to Henson. They could use a bucket. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Favors. Here's Ingram. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Nice concentration from the slithery swing man. Ingram looking very confident when he scores like this.
And here's Rose out. And it's, yeah, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
Ringing the bell. That's the way to close it.
And so it's New Orleans, sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We'll return shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. The first half was all about Brandon Ingram. He had 13 points and 1 rebound. The first 2 quarters tonight looked a lot like what we saw from him in his last game. How about you, Kenny? What did you think about the visiting team?
Their ability to get into the paint and get to the rim has been deadly, constantly attacking the basket. It was clearly their intention right from the start to pound it inside as much as possible. And I don't see them straying from that strategy in the second half. It's going to be another paint-based attack.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Brandon Ingram has been sensational.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Holiday out there with ball. Then it's Brandon Ingram. Then there's Williamson. And it's Favors in at the center, locking down the middle.
And a coach that players love is Dwayne Casey. Very vet-friendly, sticks up for his guys in every post-game interview.
Yeah, Casey is very measured in his approach. He can be a bit slow to change at times, but his players appreciate the consistency.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Rose passes to Griffin. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Brandon Ingram.
He's a minute close to the rim. When Griffin gets the ball and in the position he wants, you got to whack him.
The Pistons shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And you really got to give them a ton of credit for what they've done at the free throw line this season. How about 82% as a unit?
Oh, well, Kev, you know I always appreciate when a big man can create for others. And Blake Griffin, he's one of the best in the game in that regard. Such a fantastic passer.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That is his first foul of the game. McRae's checked in for the Pistons. Brown comes in for Luke Kennard.
Jordan McRae. Bruce Brown.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Pass to Henson for the 3. Drills it from outside. Henson's got 5 points so far. Chris, you almost forget just how big Griffin is because of how smoothly he can facilitate for others.
Yeah, Kevin, and I hate when people say he's a good passer for a big man. I mean, what type of caveat is that? He's just a good passer. He has great vision, superb timing, and that's why he's always been near the top in assists for bigs.
Brown outside. Left side, Griffin. Just 5 on the clock. On its way from Rose for 2, and no good that time. Now New Orleans will take it the other way.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Well, that makes them 4 for 5. I mean, I think that's pretty good numbers. I mean, they've got to be pleased with how things are playing off so far.
Ball's knocked loose. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. Let's use this break to look at the teams that over the past month have been tremendous at converting turnovers into points.
Yeah, I mean, their defense has been really good, and it's led to a lot of easy opportunities on offense. Creating points off turnovers has been key.
And that one's good, Williamson.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
We often talk about problems between the players and fans. I'm sure there are some things that fans do, Chris, that players do appreciate.
Oh, yeah, Kev. And you know what we really appreciate? The good trash-talking fans.
Oh, really?
The clean trash-talking fans. Oh, Weber, you suck. You can't shoot. Oh, so what? You just dunked on the whole team. Like, don't stop in the first quarter, good fans. You know, keep going when I'm giving it to you all game long. So you love that. You love the crowds, too, that don't need to be hyped up by a PA guy. You love the ones that are just so sincere. When they see that kissing camera come on, they go crazy, or they're just cheering for both teams and great play, though they want their teams to win. And you love, again, the creative heckler, the one that had to think about it the day before, like the ones that comes in with the sign and it's a picture of you crying or look like you're crying with words under like, hey, you didn't get asked to prom today, or the face on Chris after he missed the shot. You love that because it is a great relationship. Don't be fooled, and you know this, Kevin. It's a great relationship between players and the fans, and we need those fans to heckle us because when you heckle the best players, you usually get their best game.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Christian Woods checked in for John Henson, and Langston Galloway subbed in for Rose. New Orleans also making some changes. Hayes is checked in for Favors. Josh Hart comes in for Brandon Ingram, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for Drew Holiday.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
Yeah, you can clearly see which offense is better right now. We'll see if that continues the rest of the way.
Oh, that's blocked. And now the Pelicans on the break. Count that one. Hart's got 12 points in the game.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Well, Greg, their poise has been tremendous. I mean, excellent at both ends, has them increasing this lead.
Here's McRae. Banked in off the glass. 7 points in the game.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Good at getting into the lane. Ball, I mean, you can see how confident he is on the drive.
And so it's New Orleans out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back right after this. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. They've got Doumbouya. He's out there with Maker. And it's Mikhailuk in at the small forward position. That's the group for Detroit right now.
That's just a product of good pass work. I mean, nice team basketball right there.
Now here's Williamson. Guarded closely. And the basket is good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Knight finds Galloway. Back to Knight. Wide open. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
One negotiating concession the league wants from the Players Union: prospect attendance scores at the draft combine and team-wide access to player physicals.
Well, this is a tough one because I don't think that a team that is not interested in you should have your physical. And we all know that information is shared, and so it should be genuine in the teams that are truly interested. And so I understand agents holding back on that. Medical information is something very serious that just because you have an opportunity to be drafted, your information shouldn't be spread all across the world just because you're at a combine. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but basically you just want a level playing field for everyone. And if we have that, it'll be better for everyone.
Mikhailuk can't get it to go.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Shots good by Alexander Walker.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Galloway taking his time here. And Okafor with the block. Here's Miller. Bucket is good. Miller's got his first points of the game.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here, trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
Here's Maker. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist.
Outstanding concentration. Even when the D is right on Maker, he stays in control.
And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive stop.
Yeah, it's the attack mindset. I mean, that helped him prevail right there. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut.
Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for the Pelicans. C-Web, the NBA always trying to improve every aspect of the game, and that includes officiating.
Yeah, and it should include officiating, one of the most important parts of the game and one of the toughest jobs within the business of basketball. I mean, these guys are making calls on the fly without the advantage of the camera at home that we have watching through the screen, or without the advantage of slow motion technology. So first of all, kudos to the refs that go out and give it their best every day. We have the best refs in any of sports, I believe, and we still need to improve on that. The league recognizes that, and I love the fact that everybody's doing it together.
And he knocks down the first one. And not just a long-range gunner, but Ejuan Moore also blessed Greg with one of the NBA's best floaters.
I mean, he takes a lot of those mid-range shots, those floaters in the lane, and makes them more often than not. For a player standing 6'4", the ability to finish inside, providing that counterbalance to his three-point shooting.
On the free throw, no good. For New Orleans, they've gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go win. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. And so Knight will bring it up for Detroit.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for New Orleans.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Brandon Ingram.
They needed someone to do the heavy lifting tonight, and he was their man, scoring every way he knows how.
Now the pass to Doumbouya. 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Good.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, how they ended this one is much different than how they started it, and that's a shame.
Down low. And Brandon Knight the bucket on the assist by Brown.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Here's New Orleans. Miller kicks to Hayes. 32 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Mikhailuk, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Oh, yeah, bang, bang. An impressive sequence that has them fired up.
Drops in the tray.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
And it's Brown missing. Passes it to Alexander Walker. Shoots the three. Misses the shot.
This is the kind of defense Maker can play. With his height and wingspan, he's tough to shoot over.
So we see New Orleans taking the W here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.